Mark Torregrossa. Welcome to the MLive Warning Weather Update. And hey, good morning, Mark Ambrosi, and all of those joining us on the Morning Weather Update. I got your attention, didn't I, when I said we're going to flirt with 90 degrees? In fact, the official National Weather Service forecast in a couple little pockets have 90 or 91 degrees as a high temperature forecast for Friday. So we could have it. And why? Because it's drying out. We're generally going to be dry this week. I'll show you that to you in just a minute. There's the chance of a quick thunderstorm in a few spots. And the ground is still dark. You know, the farmland, a lot of farmland in Michigan, it's dark and drying out, and that heats up too. So let's get on into it. First off, you should know there is a red flag warning. That's the, I don't know what color that is, magenta colored area from Saginaw County, Gratiot County, northward to the Mackinac Bridge. And what that means is that the relative humidity will go down during the day today. The winds will pick up, and the relative humidity will be low. I said that already, and it'll be dry. And so, a high chance that if a fire starts, it would spread rapidly. So, that just remembers, and you shouldn't do this anyways, no throwing of the cigarette butts out the windows. Hey, good morning, Carrie Draper. Finally got the notification before you started. Yeah, that's all under Facebook's control. If you keep watching and go to MLive's Facebook page, I've found that that's when you get the notifications. So, radar shows some showers dying, moving across the western part of the UP, but nothing across lower Michigan. And you do see a storm system poised off to the west, and that will churn there all week and then eventually come toward us, it looks like, on the weekend. But, I mean, we can't complain with the week that we have coming, and it does look like a cool down coming. So I'll talk about that here in just a moment. But first, let's get you through the week and show you the overall scenario. The storm system just to our west will pump the warm air in from the south. And it could spark a thunderstorm or two. Like right here, this is Tuesday night. And I'm going to look at this a little bit closer with you. Tuesday evening and storms. This model shows storms developing in northern Wisconsin and diving straight south, but that's always close enough to watch for a quick blow through thunderstorm across Michigan. But now we're into Thursday and we're warm, and we're into Friday and we're in the warmest part ahead of the cold front on Friday. That's why Friday, probably the warmest day of all. Maybe Thursday, warmer than Friday, but typically Friday would be the warmest in this kind of scenario. And then Saturday, and by Sunday, the cold front is starting to approach. And I hate to tell you this, but you see the blue up there? That's a colder pocket. And by early next week, that could be down here. But bear in mind, that is 9 and 10 days out in the modeling. But also bear in mind, this model has been just pretty well spot on for 8, 9, 10 days out. Penny Gutierrez in Dundee this morning. Beautiful sunshine, yes. Okay, so this is today. It should be dry. And then this is tomorrow. You know, isolated thunderstorm possible. And this is when the models develop some complex of thunderstorms in Wisconsin. And then during the night, Tuesday night into Wednesday, dive it almost straight south and split off some across northern lower Michigan. So in this kind of pattern, you could see a quick half-hour thunderstorm, but probably not till Tuesday night or so. And then we go through Wednesday and Thursday, and now we're into Saturday. Hey, thank you, Denise and Rich Schlad, for sharing. I appreciate that very much. And then by Sunday is when the next batch of wet weather would come into the area. All right, now, here we go. Temperatures definitely getting into the 80s. Will we hit 90 degrees? Some of the warmer spots, you know, Michigan, lower Michigan is kind of odd because at certain times of the year, you'd always think, well, Kalamazoo and south toward the border would always be the hottest spots, but we have some sandy ridges in northern Michigan, and sometimes those will actually get a little bit warmer on certain days, and that's what could be the case this week. So here are the high temperatures for today. You know it. You've seen it on the weather already. Maybe if you watch TV weather or you've seen it on an app, you know that we're going to be in the 70s today. And then about 80 degrees from Kalamazoo up through Grand Rapids up to Traverse City. Bear in mind, a lake breeze can always develop in the afternoon as things heat up. The air rises, and then the colder air comes in off the water. So Traverse City could hit 81, and then it could drop to 65 within 10 minutes. It's that kind of weather pattern because of still the colder lake waters. But Wednesday, look at this, into the 80s for a lot of places. Still a little bit of a cooling in the eastern part of the thumb, but otherwise I'd call it 80 to 83. And Thursday, I'd call it about 83 to 85 in most of lower Michigan, 87 in Grand Rapids. And then this is Friday. Now, a couple of locations around Cadillac, through Benzie County, toward Grand Rapids, have isolated forecasts of 90 degrees. Yes, Craig Schauler, time to get that pool going. But I do have to show you, Saturday, still warm. Sunday, starting to show the cooler temperatures. And, sorry, it's my job. We gotta look at the 6 to 10 day and 8 to 14 day forecast. Here's your 6 to 10 day forecast out to May 18th. Still slightly warmer than normal and leaning toward turning wetter than normal because of that storm system next weekend. Hey, good morning, it's Sarah Maltman. And then 8 to 14 day, May 16th to the 22nd. Wah, 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 wah. Colder than normal temperatures move back in, but that's probably highs of 55 to 65 for maybe a couple of days at that. So find the tropical shirts. Be prepared for an isolated quick thunderstorm on the west side of lower Michigan, maybe Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. Southeast, Detroit, Ann Arbor, Flint, Saginaw on the thumb, probably not. You're going to be too much into the dry air. If you're trying to get some grass seed going, you know, if you haven't planted it today, don't stress. Maybe do it toward Thursday or Friday, and it'll finally start to get some rain on it Saturday and Sunday, and then cooler temperatures where you could keep it watered. This week, it will be hard to keep grass seed watered properly because the humidities will be low, air will be dry, be breezy, and it'll be very warm with sunshine out. So you're kind of, you know, it'll just sit there, but I probably wouldn't start watering it because you'd probably be wasting your time and money. How's Washington, Michigan? Can I put flowers in the ground? I think you probably can. You see that cool spell next week. After we have 3 or 4 days in the 80s, the soil temperatures will be up to probably 70 degrees. And the cool spell with the soil radiating the heat off, the cool spell probably won't be able to produce a frost. Paula's going to get the old Milorganite out. You know what that is? Milorganite? It's a good product. I used to use it when I was a kid in the greenhouses. It comes from Milwaukee. Milwaukee's treated sewage has nutrients in it, let's just say. So there you have it with the MLive Morning Weather Update. Thanks for joining me. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Enjoy the warmth, get the sunscreen out, and the shorts.